Season 2 for Modern Warfare Zombies is going to be here in 2 days, and they might be patching a lot of glitches. In this video, I'm going to show you 12 glitches that are still working, and one of them is one that I found. It's brand new, and I've never posted it before. The first one is the solo tombstone method that is currently working. I suspect this one will be gone on Wednesday when Season 2 Reloaded releases. With this one, you get your money, you get your items, you need to drink tombstone, and then I would recommend getting stamina. Then you want to head to this building here in Tier 2 by the bad signal portal and enter this code here. This is going to teleport you to a part of the map where you can get out of bounds, and some people use other locations. I use the one that's like an I, a U, and then it looks like a radish. Once you enter in the code, you have to buy the portal for 1,000, so make sure you have that. Then run out and trigger the bad signal, then run back to the portal and jump in it. You just run out of this building and run until you're out of bounds. Watch that timer on the left. When it says 2 seconds, you open your menu and vote yes. Then you keep running until you're out of bounds. Once you are, you can stop, and then you want to wait for a certain screen and get ready to close your app. It seems like people have different timing for this and what works for them. For me on PlayStation 5, I wait to see the teleportation screen, then the squad eliminated, then on the black screen right after that, that's when I close app. For me, it allows me to keep my ether blades, my insured weapons are not on cooldown, and as long as I don't have too much in my stash, it will bring out all the items from my rucksack. And remember, whatever you just left the match with, whatever money you had, or whatever was in your rucksack is what is going to be in your tombstone when you go back into the match. Number 2 is the tombstone method, where you have to be revived in game, and this can be with someone in your party or a random player on the map. I feel like this is going to be the method that we will be able to use after Season 2 Reloaded releases. They'll have patched the other way, but this hopefully will still work. For this one, you want to gather all the things in your rucksack that you want to duplicate and save, and then get all the money that you need, and then you need to take a hard down, where you get downed and you bleed fully out to the point where you need to flee. Once you fleed, then you can be revived by anybody in the game, and everything that you have in your backpack and the money that you have, you can spend all of it and use everything, and it will be in your tombstone when you come back in next game. This is a great method for setting someone else up, so drop all the money that you want for them and any items, and then they can down themselves and fully bleed out and flee. You revive them, and yeah, you guys can carry on and use all the stuff in your rucksacks. I have a really good quick strategy video if you're doing this as a duo team. You guys carry 2 large rucksacks and 2 tombstones at all time, and you can just come to your location, get set right back up, and start playing immediately. Shout out to Cam, this is his strategy, and he's in the game with me right now. I might make a full video about this. It's a pretty cool strategy if you guys want to see it. One thing I love about this tombstone method is that whenever you leave the match, you don't have to like do any crazy timing, no panic to get out, you don't have to exfil, you just get down by a zombie and bleed out, and that's how you leave. Also, do not buy tombstone after you flee and are revived, because at that point your tombstone is set, and if you go buy another tombstone, it's going to reset it, so do not buy that, and you have to keep reminding yourself to not buy it, because it's real easy to go over to the Wonder Fizz machine and start spamming to buy perks and accidentally buying the tombstone. There's pros and cons about this tombstone method. One pro is that you can play the entire match, like even past the gas. Like you don't even care that the gas is coming in, because you're just gonna like die wherever on the map. There's no crazy timing to like hurry up and get out of the map to save your tombstone. The cons are that you can't do this solo, and you need someone to revive you, and also you don't keep your insured weapons whenever you just die and leave the game like this. But there are ways around that. There are plenty of guns in this game. There's a box you can hit. You can also bring in contraband, and you can turn your insured weapons into contraband and multiply those and bring those in. I'll be showing you guys that glitch in this video. Number 3 is how to quad path wonder weapons. I suspect this one's going to be gone after Season 2 Reloaded, and we do not have an after patch. You want to find a raid weapon stash and throw a Molotov at it and get downed, and at the last second when you have 30% health, you want to interact with the safe. Once revived, and if you got the timing right, then you switch weapons until you're holding nothing. Then you know you did it right, and then you can equip a wonder weapon from a case that you're holding or off the ground. Then before you do anything else, you need to drop one of the weapons in your first or second slot. Then you're going to see that wonder weapon move into that second slot, and then you must pack-a-punch it in any way. You can use any level crystal or throw it into any pack-a-punch machine, and then you need a legendary tool to put on it, and at that point this thing will be quad pack-a-punched, which means it does double the damage of love a triple pack-a-punched weapon, and the Wonder Waff is awesome to do with this, and also the VR11 just absolutely destroys. Couple of things to remember: don't buy Flopper because then you cannot get down by the Molotov, and then I always use a 3-plate vest. The timing is just a little easier with that. Number 4 is the new glitch, and I don't know how useful it's going to be. It's kind of cool. It's just a side effect of having one of these quad-packed wonder weapons, and then there's also another method that allows you to do it. This allows you to unlock weapons you don't have unlocked in the menus, including the battle pass. Like here, I'm about to unlock the Ram 9 that I've not unlocked in the battle pass, but now I have full access to it with the battle pass skins. This method duplicates other players' weapons to you, and we don't have any methods for that anymore. They've all been patched. If you take a quad pack-a-punched weapon through this portal, which is the sigil portal or elder sigil portal, when you come out, the game is like, I don't know what the hell you just brought in here, but it's not a legitimate gun because it's a glitched out wonder weapon, and the game takes it from you and instead duplicates the other player's loadout to you. And this is great for the battle pass because you cannot get these battle pass weapons in game to just exfil with and unlock, and other players have to drop them for you. So now they don't have to worry about dropping them and losing their insured spot. Right here, we went through the portal, and when we came out, I had BBK's Ram 9, and at this point I exfilled and it did unlock it for me, and I had all the battle pass skins. Also, it gave me his pack-a-punch level of level 3 and his rarity of legendary, and nothing else duplicates. It's just the gun, so you're not getting any of their tacticals or anything that's in the rucksack or perks. But yes, if you want this weapon to be unlocked, you need to exfil and take the portal out and actually go back to the menus, and it will turn it into contraband. And then when you go into the menus and look at the weapon, you see that it is unlocked and you do have the battle pass skins available. Right here, you can see in the battle pass, Ram 9 is not unlocked, but it is unlocked for me in the menus. Again, you will exfil with the duplication of their weapon. It will be contraband, and it will have the skin and all the attachments that they had on it, so it's just a complete replica. There's another way of doing this without having to quad pack-a-punch a wonder weapon and bring one in. All you have to do is completely bleed out, like get downed, bleed out to the point where you have to plead, but don't plead, just stay dead. And obviously have a friend with you and someone that's got weapons that you want to duplicate and unlock for yourself. What I do is dive in the water and drown, because you take a hard down that way, you don't have to worry about like anything else, it just kills you off the map. And then the other player needs to take the sigil or elder sigil teleporter. Also, if you've drank Tombstone and you've got it on you right now, then you will be setting a tombstone with whatever you have on you, and it will be back at Orlov when you come into the next game. So if you want to work that into your plan, you can. So the other player or players that are still alive need to go through that teleporter, and you don't have to vote or anything. It's going to drag you in even though you are dead off the map. It will revive you and give you the exact loadout that the player that brought you in has. So whatever weapons they have in their first and second slot is exactly what you will have, and you will have their skins and attachments also. It will also give you the rarity that they had in the pack-a-punch level like the other method, and then if you exfil, you will unlock that weapon if you don't already have those unlocked, and it will turn those weapons into contraband. Tag only had one weapon on him, so that's all I duplicated. Also, both of these methods do not work on the Bad Signal Dark Ether portal. You can only use the sigil and elder sigils and enter that portal. Which brings us to number 5. This allows you to duplicate these sigils, so you can just keep coming in here and going into the portal over and over again. All you do is place one of the sigils, and as it's loading in, you go into your rucksack and drop it on the ground. And shout out to Tag935, he let me know about this. I'm not sure who the founder is though, but right here I've placed it, I'm dropping it, and now Tag is gonna pick it up and he can use it later. Number 6, a glitch that still works, and I'm really surprised, and I won't be surprised if they patch it on Wednesday with the new release. This is the unlimited spawns with the Outlast contracts. You just pick up a contract, go to the location, start the contract, then when the progression bar gets around 95%, you and everybody in your team needs to cancel the contract. What happens is the game still thinks the contract is going, and it will throw a ton of zombie spawns at you, but you don't have to mess with that progression bar anymore. Like, it's off the screen, and these zombies are now unlimited. Another cool thing is that it turns off the elites, so the manglers, the disciples will stop spawning in, but you're still going to get a ton of dogs and a ton of zombies. Number 7 is one of my favorite glitches. If I don't have a tombstone Tombstone on the map, and this one still works, and it's how to keep ether blades in your lethal spot when you exfil and come back into games. This allows you to use one ether blade and craft it one time and never have to craft it again and bypass all of that cooldown time. One method is to use the bad signal portal. You just activate it, and then you want to close game whenever you see the teleportation screen right here. This allows you to keep your ether blades in your lethal spot, you keep your insured weapons, you keep all of the stuff in your rucksack. So yeah, this one's great. One myth I keep hearing over and over again is that you can't use bad signal when the storm has crossed over it, and that's not true. You can always take the bad signal no matter what the game timer says. There's a second method for keeping your ether blades in your lethal spot, and that's to take one of the story mission exfil choppers. This one's more time consuming because you have to wait for the chopper to come in, and then whenever the chopper starts to tilt up, this is when I have to actually pull my Ethernet cable. Like, I can't close app with this method. It doesn't work for me, and I'm on PlayStation 5. Some people can just close app, but for some reason I can't. Also, this is a good option if bad signal is way across the map and you just want to get out and a story mission chopper location is closer. This way of leaving the match also allows you to keep, obviously, your ether blades and any weapons you had with you and everything in your rucksack, including unexfillables. Number 8, and I cannot believe they've never patched this. This is the God mode spot, or the safe spot, underneath the excavator in tier 3. You can get a lot of zombies by starting contracts right in this area, and this is also a great spot if you just need to go to the bathroom or something. There's not a lot of places where you're safe, and this is one of them. And there are other excavators around the map that you can use. The next one, I don't know how much of a glitch it is, but number 9 is the rapid fire mechanic you can do with the Lockwood shotgun. You just hold down the reload button and the fire button at the same time, and it will rapid fire these bullets out of it. It looks cool. It looks really powerful, and it is. It's a lot of fun to use like this. Number 10 is an after patch on how you can duplicate ether blades. There were 2 other methods, and those got patched, and this probably will too. This allows you to easily duplicate them and hand them out to your friends and players in the game. This glitch used to allow you to quad pack a bunch of wonder weapons, but they patched that part of it now. For this method, you have to buy Juggernog. If you don't have Juggernog, this will not work. What you do is you get down and take a hard down and bleed out, and then you have to plea. And then after you plea, you don't want to get revived. What you want to do is now hold down on your D-pad or whatever platform you're on and open up your rucksack. And if you hadn't purchased Jug before you did this, you won't be able to open your rucksack. So that's why you have to buy it. But you just open your rucksack and drop your ether blades, then you can be revived. And once you're revived, you're going to see that your ether blades have been returned to you, but they're also on the ground for other players to pick up and use. I dropped all of my stuff here to show you that nothing duplicated other than the ether blades. Now your tacticals will also duplicate, but that's not necessary. Those are like the Casimirs and the monkeys. But if you want to, just know that yeah, it will work with this, but the ether blades are what's the hot item and the one that everybody needs. And shout out to B-Man. I believe he's the one that posted this. I think he might be the founder as well. Number 11 is a whole lot of fun and a way to get some fast cash if you don't have a tombstone on the map. You need to head to that location on the map right there, the underground tunnel that goes to that Easter egg with that chessboard that opens up that room with those high tier chests. You need a scorcher, and you need to stand up against this light pole right here, push forward and scorcher up one time, then spin around and face inside of the tunnel, scorcher one more time, and then a third time you should be up on top and be able to walk freely. You can walk over on top of the room that you normally have to do all these steps to open that will have 2 chests in it and also an ammo cache. If you just go over the top of these chests, you can open them. You don't see the prompt, but just keep using the button that you open stuff with and you can collect all of the items. And in this run, I got 2 3,500 gold bars for a total of 7,000 essence. Once you're under here, there is an exact method for getting out of it safely so that you don't fall through the bottom of the map or drown in the water that's around you. Best thing to do is to look at the map and look at the entrance and mark the left side of it if you're looking into the tunnel, and that's where you need to get to. Just position yourself to aim toward it and jump down. You're going to hit some water and then you're going to hit some air, and you need to get your parachute out instantly and then keep flying toward it. You're going to hit the water and swim up. And then if you swim to this point, you're going to be able to mantle out from underneath the map and you'll be safe. So if you bring in a Scorcher, this is a great method for getting some cash and getting some items early. You just get in and get out. It's real easy. Number 12, and shout out to Tag935 and BBK. They're the ones that found this method. They use this method and Tag posted it, and I was like, hey, yeah, this is pretty awesome, and it still works. This is how you turn your insured weapons into contraband inside the game, so that when you take it out, you can just stash it and start duplicating your insured weapons and just have a bunch of contraband versions of that weapon, so you don't have to worry about cooldown if you ever lose it. You need to have the insured weapon in the right slot in your loadout, and then you need to go to one of the weapon stash safes. You throw down a Molotov cocktail and then interact with the safe when you have 30% health left, and then you want to get revived. And then if you switch weapons and notice that you're not holding a weapon, then you did it correctly. This is the same glitch that allows you to hold a third weapon and also turn wonder weapons into quad pack-a-punch weapons. What you want to do right now is go pick up a third weapon anywhere, off the ground, off the wall, doesn't matter. Once you pick it up, you will be holding 3 weapons, and then you want to open up your rucksack and drop the weapon in the left slot, and your insured weapon's gonna move over to the left slot, and for some reason this turns it into contraband. If the rarity looks different here, don't worry. All you have to do is just switch weapons and it will fix it. It's just a visual glitch. Also, if you did this with a wonder weapon like I did with the Scorcher, right now you could pack-a-punch it, put a legendary tool on it, and quad pap it, so you could do 2-in-1 glitches. But now you have to exfil in some manner. You can do a regular exfil, or you can leave through the bad signal, or you can leave through a story mission exfil. And you can do it in a manner where you keep your lethal blade. So I'm going to use the bad signal. I'm going to hit the portal, and then I'm going to say yes to vote. And then whenever I see the portal teleportation screen, I'm going to close the game. I've got my menu open right here, ready to close the game, and it's counting down again. As soon as I see that teleportation screen right there, I close the game. Depending on what you're bringing out, you're going to have one of the weapons as contraband, and then you're going to have the other weapon as regular insured, and you won't have a cooldown on it. But we'll see which of these glitches survive on Wednesday when Season 2 Reloaded releases, but I hope this helped you guys out, and we'll see you next video.